Are you alone? Asked her friend softly in Greek. Yes, whispered the woman on the terrace. My husband left for Caesarea this morning. Here the woman glanced at the door and added in a whisper, but the servant woman is here. She made a gesture that meant, come in. Afranius glanced back and stepped onto the stone stairs. He and the woman then disappeared inside the house. Afranius spent a very short time at the woman's house, not more than 5 minutes. After that, he left the house in terrace, pulled his hood down lower over his eyes, and went out into the street. By then, the lamps were being lit in the houses. The holiday eve throng was still immense, and Afranius on his mule was lost in the stream of people on foot and on horseback. Where he went, after that is not known. Left alone, the women whom Afranius had called neither begin changing. बाहिर फस्नुभयो क्या
त्यसैको बेलामा स्टार 1 2 3 4 स्टार है
बाहिरबाट रहेछ
भित्र भित्र के हेर्नु पर्दैन यस्तो चेक पारेर गयो हुन्छ हैन हेर्नु भने बाहिर लानु पर्दैन खोलिपछि स्टार हाल्ने 1 2 3 4 हाल्ने स्टार हाल्ने बोल्नु हुन्छ ओके 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 यहाँ फेरि त्यस्ता पाहुनाहरु आउनुहुन्छ त्यही भएर
म त
मैले भन्दा झर्दिने बोले जस्तो मात्र नखोल्दै
Where he went after that is not known. Left alone, the women whom Afranius had called Nisa began changing her clothes in a great hurry, no matter how hard it was for her to find what she needed in the dark room. She did not light the lamp and did not call some servant. Only after she was ready and wearing a dark shawl over her head was her voice heard in the house saying, if anyone should ask for me, say that I have gone to visit Ananta. The grumbling of the old servant woman was heard in the darkness. Ananta? Oh, that awful woman, your husband forbade you to see her. She is a procuress. Your Ananta. I'll tell your husband. There, hush up, answered Nisa, and she slipped out of the house like a shadow. Nisa's sandals tapped against the stone slabs of the courtyard, still grumbling. The servant woman closed the door to the terrace. Nisa left her house at the same time from another narrow lane in the lower city, a winding lane which descended in terraces to one of the municipal ponds through the gate of an unprepossessing house whose blind side faced the street and whose windows opened onto a courtyard. Came a young man with a neatly shaved beard who was wearing a clean white keffiyeh that fell down to his shoulders, a new light blue holiday tallit with dangling tassels and new sandals that creaked. The hook-nosed, the handsome man dressed up for the great holiday walked briskly, overtaking those who were hurrying home to their holiday table, and one by one he saw the windows begin to blaze with light. The young man was heading down the road that led past the marketplace to the palace of the high priest Kaifa, located at the foot of the temple hill. A short time later he could be seen entering the gates of Kaifa's palace and leaving the palace a short time later. After his visit to the palace, which was already aglow with lamps and torches, and in which the holiday bustle was in full swing, the young man began to walk even more briskly, more cheerfully, and hastened back to the lower city on that very corner where the street opened onto the market square. In the midst of the bustle and the crowd, he was overtaken by a slender woman in a black shawl pulled over her eyes, who walked with a dancing gait as he was passing the handsome young man. The woman pushed her shawl up for an instant and gave the young man a sidelong glance, but rather than slow her stride, she actually quickened it, as if trying to conceal herself from the man she had overtaken. The young man did not merely notice the woman, no, he recognized her, and having done so, he shuddered and stopped gazing after her in bewilderment. And it's already 11:07, so I'm going to sleep. Good night.